Y'all, I have a lot of white paper scraps. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Let's get rid of some of my scraps. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new friends and to all of my new subscribers. Welcome back to all of my longtime friends and longtime subscribers. Thank you all so much for choosing to be here today. I really do appreciate it. And even if you are not a subscriber to my channel, but you're watching this video, you too are welcomed, and I thank you for being here. As I said in the opener, I have a lot of white paper scraps, and that's because I make a lot of notebooks, not just for the channel, but for friends, and I make them in various sizes. And so I have a lot of white paper that's left over from making different size notebooks. Well, today we're going to do a really quick and easy project using my white paper scraps. And we're also going to make a little box to go along with it so that if you do want to give this to someone, you'll have a cute way to present it. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera because y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, y'all, so here's what I'm working with today. I have some 4x4 white paper that I'm going to be using. I have a scrap piece. I think this piece is about maybe 6 by 9 or 10. And then I have a piece of 8.5 by 11 that I'm going to be using to make the box. So these two pieces here truly are my scraps, and this is a piece that I printed to use to make my box. And here's what I'm going to be making. And I'm just going to take my scraps and make some little doodle books or scratch pads, whatever you want to call them. It is easy peasy, but y'all, these always come in handy. And also stick around because I'm going to show you how we can make a custom box exclusively for this size item. So I know my papers are 4x4, and what I'm going to do is I am going to just measure these, and they're about 1/2 inch thick. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to match this. I have a lot of white paper scraps, and I sort my scraps in different bins. So I'll have an 8x5 pile, a 4x4, a 3.5 by 5.5, 4x6, just various sizes, where sometimes that white paper truly turns into scrap, and sometimes it'll be the perfect size for a notebook that I'm looking to make. But we are going to go ahead and cut this down. I think I'm going to cut it from the top. So we're going to cut this down to 4 inches. Then I'm going to score at 4 inches, and then I'll score at 4.5 because that'll give me the spine space. And then I'm going to score another 4 inches at 8.5. So I can actually just cut this down. So instead of scoring, y'all, I could have cut it down to 8.5. And so I am just going to take this and fold it. Then I'll use my big old spatula to give it a burnishing. And when you look on the inside here, part of my paper is white because this truly is scrap. So that is how we're going to do this. We're using scrap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of my 1/2 inch tape, and we're going to take that 1/2 inch tape and place it inside where the spine is. Now, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I found that it helps to speed up my process a little bit. We'll still be using glue, but I'm going to have a much quicker grab than I ordinarily would. So you don't have to do this taping method, but that's just what I'm doing on these little books. And so now I'm just going to tap my papers against my desk, grab my clips, and put my clips on because we are going to place some glue. Then I'm going to take some glue, and because I put that tape down, I'm not even going to use as much glue as I ordinarily would use, so I'm just going to put a nice little glob right there in the middle, and then I'm going to take my fingers and just run it across from top to bottom, making sure that I have glue coverage on all of my pages. Now I'll remove my clips. I'm going to take this, and when I put it down, I'm going to stick it in my tape. Now, like I said, guys, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do the tape and the glue. It's just something that I'm doing because it's worked for me on some other books, but it's not something that you have to do. I just thought that I would share it with you. And if it doesn't make sense to you, then please do it your way. So I am just going to make sure that I have everything inside of the spine line. And you can already tell that I have a nice grab on here because of the tape. But I'm just going to go ahead and fold this, and then we'll go over it the way that we normally do. So we're making sure that the tape is meeting the glue. So here is my little book. Y'all, I think that it is stinking cute. We simply need to let it dry. You saw how quickly everything caught because I did put the tape in the spine and then I added the glue to the paper and joined the two together. That works for me. And so I have my little Ideology by Tim Holtz Big Chat word stickers, and I am just going to go through, and I already know what I want it to say, so I hope, yeah, I'm going to take, and I want my book to say, take time to probably not getting these down straight, but you know what? That's okay. Take time to appreciate you. So let's put that right there. So now we have a second really cute and meaningful doodle book or scratch pad, whatever you want to call it or however you want to use it. We have a second one. This is the first one that I made, and it seems to be drying well, but I'm going to give it a little bit more time to dry. We have two of these. Let's go ahead and make a box for one of these, and then you'll be able to make your own custom boxes for 4x4 notebooks that you might make. So to make our box, I have a piece that measures 8.5 by 11, and we're going to make our scores. Let's make that first score on the 11-inch side at 3/4 of an inch. Then we score at 5. Then we score at 5 3/4. And then we score at 10. And then we're going to turn it to the 8.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, at 5 1/4, and at 6. So now we are going to fold and burnish all of our scores. One thing that I forgot to do is when I made my last score, I was left with a 1-inch flap on this side. I'm going to go ahead and reduce that to 1/2 inch. So if you start with a piece that's 10.5 by 8.5, that'll fix that for you. So again, I scored at 3/4 of an inch, at 5, at 5 3/4, and then I scored at 10 on the 10.5-inch side. So now what I'm going to do on this narrow strip is we're going to remove our corner pieces. So I am just going to cut straight down and remove those two pieces, and then I'll cut straight down and remove this piece. Then I'll go across the bottom, and I'm just going to angle as I cut. And so far your piece should look like this. Now we're going to rotate it. We're going to go to the second score mark, and we're going to cut straight down. Go to the second score mark and cut straight down to free those tabs. And we'll do the same thing over here. Let's go to that second score mark and cut straight down. Now I'm going to reduce these at the score mark. And then I'm just going to angle these little tabs here. So then when we put this together, we're going to fold over like this, gluing the sides. Now, when you have it like this, we're going to take this piece and fold it in. So to fold it in, I am going to just angle a little bit so that it won't hit my side scores. Then I'm going to take my tape runner, and I'll just put this piece down with tape. Let's just go ahead. You can cut this piece off if you want. I always like to keep mine because I think it just adds some firmness to the box. So now we're going to take our glue. I'm going to place some glue on this adhesive flap, and then we're just going to join these two. And you can see that we have a nice flat fold box. So if you wanted to make up bunches of these and just have them in your stash, you can. So there is our box. We're going to go ahead and just tuck in those sides. I'm going to use glue, but you can use tape if you want. I'll take this back piece, fold it over. Then we'll add a little bit of glue to this piece and fold it over. Now I'm going to go on the inside and just get that stuck. So y'all, there is our custom box for our little notebook. So I can take my notebook, I can put it in the box. Now I'm going to fold over. I'm not tucking this in. I am just going to fold my flaps over like this. Then I'm going to take a Velcro dot, and I am going to place that Velcro dot right here. And now I can tuck that over like that. And now let's lift up. I'm going to take my scissors because I do want to just angle these a little bit. And now I can fold over. I can take one of my little word stickers. You can put as many on here as you want. You can decorate this however you want. But I am just going to put down this little word sticker that says blessings. Now, wasn't that fun? And wasn't that an easy way to use your scraps to create something that is truly keepable, giftable, or saleable? This is a nice package little set. We aren't in the Christmas season yet, but something like this makes a great little stocking stuffer or a nice little gift that you can hand off to anyone for any season, any reason. So I hope that you've enjoyed this really quick way that we can take our scraps and turn them into something that's not only pretty, but practical and useful. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.